Chapter 1. The Wrong Boy. My name is Thomas. I am an old man now. I am 80 years old. I sit in my chair and I think. I think about my life. I think about one summer. It was a very important summer. It changed my life. I was 12 years old. My family was very poor. We needed money for food. My father found a job for me. It was a summer job. The job was not in the city. The job was on a farm. The farm was in a different village, far away. My father took me on a long bus ride. He was a very quiet man. My father said, "You must work hard, son. Mr. James is a good man. You must help him." I was very scared. I said, "Yes, father, I will work hard." I was a small boy. I was very, very thin. I had big, thick glasses. I was not strong. I liked to read books. I did not like hard work. We arrived at the farm. The farm was very big. It was very quiet. I saw a man. He was very tall and very strong. His arms were big. His hands were like big stones. His face was hard. This was Mr. James. My father said, "Mr. James, this is my son, Thomas." Mr. James looked at me. He did not smile. His face changed. He looked very angry. He looked at my thin arms. He looked at my glasses. Mr. James looked at my father. He did not look at me. Mr. James said, "You told me you had a strong son. You said he can help with the heavy work on the farm." "Mr. James said, "This boy is not strong. He is small. He is thin. He looks like he only reads books." He pointed at me. Mr. James said, "He cannot lift a bucket of water. He is useless to me." I felt very small. I felt very stupid. I was a failure. My father left me there. I was alone on the farm. I was alone with this angry, disappointed man. Chapter 2. The Useless Boy. The next morning my new life started. The work on the farm was very, very hard. The sun was hot. I was a city boy. I was not a farm boy. I was weak. Mr. James woke me up at 5 o'clock in the morning. The sun was not in the sky. It was dark and cold. Mr. James said, "Get up, boy. Feed the chickens. The work does not wait for sleep." I tried. I really tried. I went to the big cow. I was very scared of the cow. It was very big. I tried to get the milk. I could not do it. My hands were weak. I went to the water pump. I tried to lift the big metal bucket. The bucket was full of water. It was too heavy for me. I could not lift it. I dropped the bucket. The water went all over the ground. Mr. James watched me. He did not help me. He just watched. His face was always angry. He was always disappointed in me. He came to me. He picked up the heavy bucket with only one hand. He was a very strong man. He looked at my thin, weak arms. He just shook his head. He did not speak. He did not talk to me for 2 weeks. I was a ghost on his farm. I was a failure. I made mistakes every day. I dropped the eggs. I scared the chickens. I could not lift the hay. I was a useless boy. I wanted to go home. I felt very lonely and very sad. Mr. James hated me. Chapter 3. The Sickness. One night the house was very quiet. I finished my small dinner. Mr. James was not at the table. This was very strange. He was always at the table at 7 o'clock. I went to his room. I was scared. I knocked on the door. I said, "Mr. James, are you okay? It is time for dinner." There was no answer. I opened the door slowly. The room was very dark. Mr. James was in his bed. He looked very sick. His face was very red. He was shaking. I touched his head. His skin was very, very hot. He had a high fever. He was very, very sick. He looked at me. His eyes were not angry now. His eyes were scared. He said, "Water. I need water." His voice was very weak and dry. I ran to the kitchen. I got a glass of cold water. He could not sit up. He was too weak. I helped him drink the water. I was only 12 years old, but I was not scared now. I knew about sickness. My mother was a nurse. She taught me many things. I knew what to do. I found the medicine in his cabinet. I read the words on the bottle. I gave him the medicine. I got a cold, wet cloth for his hot head. I sat in the chair in his room. I watched him all night. I stayed in his room for 3 days. I did not work on the farm. I cooked hot soup for him. I gave him water. I gave him his medicine every 4 hours. I changed the cold cloth on his head. I did not sleep. I just helped him. Chapter 4. The Smart Boy. 1 week passed. The fever was gone. Mr. James was better. He was not sick any more. He was still weak, but he was better. He could sit up. He could eat my soup. That morning I was in the kitchen. I was making breakfast. I heard a sound. Mr. James was standing in the doorway. He was not in his bed. He was wearing his normal clothes. I was scared. I thought, now he is better. He will be angry again. He will send me home. I knew I was a bad farm worker. He sat down at the table. I gave him a cup of coffee. He was very quiet. He looked at his big, strong hands. Then he looked at me. He looked at my thin arms. He looked at my glasses. Then Mr. James did something new. He smiled. It was not a big smile. It was a very small, very tired smile. It was the first time I saw his smile. He put his big hand on my shoulder. His hand was very heavy. Mr. James said, "You are not a strong boy, Thomas." I looked at the floor. I said, "I know, sir. I am sorry. I am not a good farm worker." He shook his head. Mr. James said, "We hire boys for strong arms. We hire them to lift and pull. That is easy work." He smiled again. "But I do not need just a strong boy for this farm. I need a smart boy to run this farm. You saved my life, Thomas. You have a good, smart mind." I was not a failure. I was not a useless boy. I was a smart boy.